Welcome, guys. Today is day zero. My name is Tariq Samuel, and I'm the author of this book, 30 Day PMP Professional or 30 Day Project Management Professional. Day zero is all about setting the foundation. Every journey begins with a single step, and today we lay the groundwork for your path to the PMP certification. And I'll let you guys in on this. I kind of recorded this stuff before. I recorded a set of videos, and I really wasn't happy with it because I feel like I was trying to oversimplify or be overcomplicated in my explanations, and I'll try to convey it in a certain way. I had to remember that it's important that I'm just conveying the information to you guys so that you guys can understand, because I remember when I was first going through it and a lot of the information it was dense, right? The terms, there's a lot of terms to learn. It's a new language if you've never been in the project management space. And so I wanted to make sure that I'm going through this methodically, and I apologize for my dogs in the back. I have a lab and a GSP, and so an 8-week-old lab and an 8-week-old GSP and a 1.5-year-old lab, and so you're gonna see them running around in the back. I apologize in advance, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys understood the information at a higher level because it is dense. And so today is about setting the foundation, getting you guys set up for the PMP, making sure that you understand the requirements, right? How to get there, how to sign up, what you need to do in order to apply to take your PMP, right? And then how long it's going to take for you to get your review and approval back, and then what it looks like to actually taking the test, whether you're taking it online or you're taking a proctored exam in person, right? I just want to make sure that you have the information so that you're able to, one, go in there with a little bit of knowledge and you don't have to figure it out by yourself. And that's what this book is for. But also you feel a little bit more comfortable going through the process. So what is the PMP certification? The Project Management Professional, or PMP certification, offered by the Project Management Institute, or PMI, is a gold standard for project management professionals worldwide. This credential validates your expertise in managing projects effectively and your ability to lead teams across various industries. So basically what the PMP is, like I said, it's the gold standard of project management professionals. It allows you to demonstrate your expertise, but not just expertise. It really just demonstrates that you understand the language, or a common language, common strategies, common tools used, common processes used, right? It demonstrates that you understand the language of PMBOK, or project management body of knowledge. And that in itself allows you to speak with others who also understand the language. And so it's global recognition, where it's recognized over 200 countries and industries ranging from IT to construction to healthcare and finance. These strategies and these processes are used in every single industry. And so what they've done is combine all of this knowledge that they've accrued over the past 30, 40, 50, 60 years, right, using strategies that are proven, and they combined all that knowledge into one standard, allowing people to understand the same language and understand it at a high level. This helps teams that are cross-functional. This helps teams that are international groups working together towards projects. Now they have the same understanding of what processes to go through, or at least a baseline to base it off of. And so that's why the PMP certification is so renowned, and that's why you'll see why people earn more who have the PMP certification. And so why get PMP certified? Career advancement, right? PMP certification demonstrates your competence and commitment to employers. Two, higher earning potential. PMP holders earn 23% more on average than their non-certified counterparts. I mean, that's important when you're talking about, in this day and age with inflation and raising a family, or wanting to live a certain lifestyle, or just wanting to be comfortable, right? You look at the median for project management professionals in United States, and you're looking at 120. Well, 23% more on that, I mean, that's beautiful. Increased credibility. The certification enhances your professional reputation and opens doors to global opportunities. Like I said, when you understand the same language as those who may not even speak the same language, like literally as you, right? But they, or may not speak it as well, you guys at least understand the processes that you need to go through. The path to the certification. Eligibility requirements. So before applying, you have to ensure that you meet these requirements, because otherwise you're just going to waste your time. You don't have to spend money before you submit your application. It's just once you get approved, or if they audit you, then you're going to be looking kind of silly. So for bachelor's degree holders that went to a JC accredited program, project management experience you need is 24 months of leading or managing projects in the past 8 years. This is directly from the PMI website. So if any of this information is wrong, I got it from the PMI website literally a couple weeks ago, and so it should be the most up to date information. This is new, by the way. They just started offering this because when I went through and I actually took my PMP exam, they did not have this option for the GAC accredited option where it's only 24 months. And so this is an opportunity that you should be able to take advantage of, especially if you went through a GAC accredited program. So project management education, 35 hours of formal project management training, but the GAC core project management coursework is pre-approved to fulfill this requirement. And that's what I mean. Like, you are set up if you come from a GAC core project management program. So for bachelor's degree holders who aren't GAC accredited, the project management experience that you would need is 36 months of project management experience. It doesn't have to be as a project manager itself, just has to be working within projects. And then project management education is also 35 formal hours of project management training or the CAPM certification. And for you guys who don't know what the CAPM certification is, if the PMI PMP certification is a little bit too high level for you and you don't meet these qualifications, I would go out and get the CAPM, right? Because it's a certified associate project manager. Why? What it does is it shows that you have some expertise in project management, right? It shows that you're committed to learning. It also shows your employers that you want to progress and you want to get better, right? And so it shows your dedication to the craft. It's important that once you get that certification, you meet this requirement, right? And so as you gain your experience, you're going to be able to apply for the PMI or project management professional certification soon thereafter. 3, for high school diploma or associate degree holders, right? People who don't have a bachelor's degree or higher, your project management experience is you're going to need 60 months of project management experience. And it does not have to be as a project manager, but it has to be working within a project. Project management education, 35 hours, the same way, 35 hours of formal project management training or a CAPM certification. Now, the formal training is something that you can get on your own independently through an independent source that is certified. And so we'll talk about that moving on, but I'll give you a link down below and a QR code to the best, and what I say, the best education that you can get, certification that you can get. You won't get that by going through my videos. These videos are just to help you go through the book and learn at a high level. So the application process, follow these steps to set yourself up for success. So make sure that you create the PMI account. So what that means is you're going to go on the PMI website, pmi.org, and you're going to create an account. Create an account with the email that you use, that you plan to use as a important email. I know that some people have emails that are set aside for personal use. I wouldn't use that. I would just use your professional email that you have if you don't work at a company and you aren't using that email. 2, complete the application. Project experience, right? So you got to document your experience, detailing your project titles, roles, and responsibilities, as well as sponsors, what were the deliverables, right? All this information is going to be in there. Make sure that you use clear language and you align it with the PMI's terminology. And so what that means is if you don't know how to communicate your skills or communicate your experience, then make sure that you maybe use somebody or reach out to somebody who does. And so it's important that you do that so that if you do get audited, your information, it looks like you know what you're talking about and they can have a better understanding of what you're trying to convey. So education, provide information about your 35-hour project management training, online courses, workshops, etc. You're going to get a certification from the online workshop that I list down below. And so what I want you to do is go through that process, get that certification, and from here you're uploaded to the PMI website so that you can certify that you completed it. So the application services are here. The QR code is down below for those who don't know how to word their experience. And my company, what we'll do is we'll take your experience and we'll word it in a way that makes sense, right? If you don't know what you're doing or you're unsure, you have some qualms about how to convey your experience, make sure that you hit that QR code, scan it, hit us up. We have different packages for different people, wondering on what you want based off of what you need. And I'm there to just help people on the way, but my time is still not free. Complete your 35-hour project management training using this course below. So it's a Udemy course. Go ahead and scan the QR code, take the $13, $15 course, and you can just kind of go through it. Really don't need to pay attention, but if it's also a resource as well, if you wanted to use it, go through it and get your certification at the end. 3, application review. So PMI takes 5 to 10 days to review your application. Be prepared to submit additional documentation if requested. Why is this important? Well, usually around the 3 to 4 day mark, you'll get a notification in your email that's going to tell you that you are approved or not approved or you were audited. And so if you don't get that notification within 3 to 4 days that you were audited, then you're probably okay. And so you're just going to wait until you get that approval. Once you get that approval, you'll receive an eligibility ID and instructions to schedule your exam. And so one of the things that I want to tell people when scheduling your exam, make sure that you're scheduling it at least 30 days out, right? Because this is going to take you 30 days. And you want to have some room to study some more if you didn't get all the information that you wanted to just out of this book. If you wanted to go and kind of brush up on some things that maybe you couldn't get over this 30-day span, right? Or some things that you want to improve on based off the mock test that you take, or based off of any exam or key terminology that you should know, or processes that you think you should know better, right? So make sure that you're at least doing it 30 days out, but I would say anywhere from 4 to 5 weeks out, because that's going to help you and give you time to not only schedule your exam and go through this whole process and get your education requirements written down, and your educational requirements completed, but also your experience in conveying that the way you want to, and making sure that's all polished up before you submit that application. So that's going to take a week in itself, probably, especially if you use our services. And so we're going to make sure that you're set up for success and you're not rushing into something that you're just going to fail. So 5, pay the exam fee. So this is one of the points of contention that I've seen with some people. There are different ways to pay for it, right? If you're in the military, right, you can use tuition assistance to pay for this. Sometimes people's companies will pay for this. There are different ways to get this paid for. If you're going through the independent route, which is what I did, I went ahead and signed up for PMI, right? I want to be a part of the community. Why? Because I think that it's important to be a part of the community. It's important you're gonna have to get these PDU hours after you complete it anyways, to keep your certification every 3 years. And so you want to make sure that you're a part of the community, you understand what's going on in the community, and it helps you, one, with some educational opportunities, but also with some teaching opportunities, right? And it gives you a way to interact with other project management professionals who may be going through similar experiences as you, and sharing those can help you out, right? When you have somebody to lean on, it's more often not, you feel better. You feel better about what you're going through because you hear the same stories, right? And you have somebody to lean on. You have somebody you can call in times of need. And so it's important to build that community around you. So PMI members are going to pay $405, right? But you pay like $50 to $70. I haven't paid for it in a while, but you pay for like $50 to $70 each year to be a PMI member. And so you're kind of making it up with that, but you get the resources, right? You get the PMBOK. You also gain additional access to your account, additional things that you can do within your account. You can sign up to be part of a chapter, which is what I've done. I think you should all sign up to be part of a chapter and get out in your community. But we're getting into the weeds. So PMI members are going to pay $405, and then non-members who are just taking it are going to pay $555. So consider joining PMI for the additional benefits and the cost savings. It's important that to me, it's important that you join the community. Scheduling the exam. So choose your exam mode, right? You're going to have the online proctored exam that you can take. You can take it at home remotely. They have a specific set of rules that you have to follow, and make sure you follow them, right? Because they're going to give them to you, but just make sure you're following them and you're very meticulous about how you are on camera, because what they'll do if you don't follow the rules is they'll terminate you and your exam immediately without explanation, and then you may rebut it, but your testing exam is over, right? And so you're going to have to retake it. Especially, I've heard horror stories, especially on this social media page, where they kind of convey some of their experiences where people have been 3/4 of the way through the exam and they get terminated for a reason that they don't even understand. And so make sure that you're doing the right thing and you are very meticulous about how you are if you're going to take the online exam. Oh, you also have to have great internet. So if you don't have great internet, you probably should take it in person. But with that being said, before making any decision, make sure you understand where the in-person exams are. So you would take it at a Pearson VUE test center. And so you want to look up where's the nearest Pearson VUE test center for me to take this exam. And once you find that, you can determine whether or not you want to take the online proctored exam or the in-person. With that, select a date. I would say 4 to 5 weeks out. That's going to help you and ensure that you get enough time with this book itself, but also with other study tools that will help you pass the exam. The exam structure, right? So the PMP exam tests your understanding of people, processes, and business environment domains. It's divided as follows. So people, leadership, and team management is 42% of the exam. Project management processes across phases is 50% of the exam. 3, business environment, strategic alignment, and organizational impact is 8% of the exam. And then so you'll have 180 questions, including 5 unscored questions, meaning 5 that don't count towards your total. And then duration is going to be 230 minutes, right? So you're going to have a lot of time. You're going to have 4 hours to complete the exam. Question types, you're going to have multiple choice, multiple response, drag and drop, and then hotspot questions. Most of the questions are going to be multiple choice, right? They're going to be paragraphs that you have to read through, understand, and then answer. And so you're going to see a couple of multi-response, drag and drop, and hotspot questions. But the majority of the questions that you'll see are not going to be those. So, one sec. No. Where am I hitting all that? So setting yourself up for success, right? Assess your readiness. You always want to assess your readiness before you take the exam. Reflecting on your experience. Are you comfortable discussing your role in project planning, execution, and closing? Review the PMI's exam content outline. One thing that I like to do when I do that is actually go through the content outline and understand, like, okay, what can I recall from the information that I've already learned on this topic? And so that's going to help me determine whether or not I can run myself through the processes. I can run myself through the structure of some of these methodologies and understand fully how to one, convey them to others, but articulate how you would move throughout each process. So it's important that you build a study plan. It's important that you set a target date that meets your ability to do that, because if you don't, you're going to end up in a world of hurt come test time. And so I want you guys to all pass. I want you guys to pass first time. The test isn't too difficult. If you study the right amount of time, and you actually digest the information, and you dedicate the right amount of time each day to learning and digesting. It's not just about going through the information, but you have to digest the information in order for you to meet your plan. And so the reason I came up with this 30-day project management professional book is because I know that a lot of people are taking this on tight timelines, and a lot of people don't have enough time in their work schedule for them to allocate hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of time towards this, and they just want to get it completed because it's a part of one, going to the next step, right? Adding another sense of credibility to their resume, and it helps employers determine, all right, who's actually dedicated to this profession, right? It's not going to give you the information you need to be a truly effective project manager, but what it's going to do is provide a baseline to say that you understand these basics and processes, and you are going to be at least semi-competent in doing your job. So it's important. It's kind of like what I would attribute to, and if you're not in the military space, you may not understand, but like Ranger School, right? As an infantry officer, you're expected to go to Ranger School so that it demonstrates your competency. It doesn't demonstrate that you're better than anybody else, but it just demonstrates that you have some competency, and you're able to follow a list of processes and tasks if given. And so that's what I would say I would solidify it to. And so with that being said, make sure that you guys are taking care of yourselves, right? You understand the exam strategies, you're resting before you go through there, you're eating well, you're relaxing but the day before, and you're providing yourself with the adequate time to study for these exams, because before you get there, right, before you get to the finish line, you got to make sure that you've done all the preparation for the race itself. And so the race is test day, and you got to make sure that you prepare for race day. Your commitment starts now. Passing the PMP exam is achievable, but it requires commitment, preparation, and a clear understanding of what lies ahead. By setting a solid foundation on day 0, you've already taken your first step towards certification and a brighter professional future. With this book, structure, preparation, and determination, success is in reach, right? Let's get started. And so I'll see you guys on day 1. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. I'm going to get you guys there to the finish line, and tomorrow starts that journey. So I'll see you tomorrow.